Hola, ¿cómo están, my compañeros? I'm right out here, outside of the Poudre Valley Library. I love the library. It is the house of knowledge. It's a place where a person can go and discover how much information that they do not know and how vast the world of information is. Regardless, I feel as if the libraries are very special. You'll notice that this is a checkerboard pattern. At first, I thought it was donated by the Masonic Lodge, but it was donated and installed by benevolent and protective order of Elks, Fort Collins Lodge 804. But seeing how it has the checkerboard pattern and how that is significant, I felt as if that was right alongside the same sort of dogmatic religious beliefs, archaic beliefs of the Masonic lodges. Very, very simple-minded old men believing some of the most inane and insane logic a person could ever come to. The idea behind viewing the lineage of Cain as superior is fundamentally what is wrong with the world. It's Cain always wanted to have his bottom powdered. Abel took care of stuff for himself. That's the difference. They want to have their bottoms powdered. They're pathetic. But regardless, I was also caught by this sculpture. It presented by the Friends of the Library, but that's not what I wanted to point out. I wanted to point out the fact that the sculpture's title is Diversion. And it seems to show a young male and a female, both with aged faces. They seem as if their faces are aged, yet they're the size of children. I thought that was very, very interesting. You take for it what you will, as well as the idea that this seems to be and could be a very androgynous sculpture. Male or female, I would not know. The last thing that I did notice outside of this beautiful house of knowledge containing the most wonderful and beautiful things in the world, you know what it contains? Words. Oh, I love words. But words they're supposed to make us different, you know? We're unified through our humanity and diversified through our thoughts. But it's interesting right here how this sculpture, can you guess the title for this hive-like sculpture? The title for this sculpture, the name, is Hivemind. And I found that to be slightly disconcerting. I did find that to be slightly disconcerting. Young people do not need to be taught what to think. They need to be taught how to think. How can I process information? The Socratic method of reasoning is where you take a fact and you ask yourself, is this situation right in every situation? And if there's ever a situation where it is not accurate, not correct, then you're able to say, no, this is not a fact. We'll say, all white people are racist. Is there ever an instance where you'll come across somebody who is of light pigmentation who is not, as one would define, racist? The answer is yes. We can find lots of white people that are not, as one might put it in this modern day, racist. And therefore, you can tell that that is an illogical fact, aka logical fallacy. The Socratic method of reasoning. It's one of the simplest ways to take information and test it. We always need to be testing what we think against what we think. The most important thing is to try to have a friend you can share those thoughts with. I sometimes think back to how it must have been whenever there was whole entire buildings dedicated to men discussing philosophy. They would go and they would discuss things all day. And I thought to myself, why do they do that then, but they do not do it now? And my answer to myself was the fact that they were much closer to life and death at that point. They were much closer to the end. I don't mean much closer, but they thought about it much more often. We are just as close, yet we have been blinded Philosophy is ours. Philosophy protects. Philosophy demands argument. The diversion is the turtle. These youngsters are laughing at the turtle. I'm not sure exactly what it means, but it is with meaning and is not random.